Okay, here we go with question one of the sample questions for exam P, which can be found at SOA.org. A survey of a group's viewing habits over the last year revealed the following information. Okay, so you're given these statistics. But basically, there's three sports: gymnastics, baseball, and soccer. And these are the percentages that fall into each of these categories. And the question is calculate the percentage of the group that watched none of the three sports during the last year. Okay, so anytime you get a question like this, uh, for me, the best way to solve it is to use a Venn diagram. Um, there are other ways that you can solve problems. There's always several different, well, usually several different ways you can approach a problem. But for questions like this, I always go with Venn diagrams. So I'm going to use, let's say, purple, and this is for gymnastics. Let's go with blue for baseball. And red for soccer. Okay, so let's start filling in the different sections here. 8% watched all three of the sports. Okay, so if you watched all three of the sports, you have to be in the gymnastics circle, the baseball circle, and the soccer circle. So the only section that does that is this section in here. So that's 0.8 or 8%. Now, 10% watch gymnastics and soccer. Okay, so gymnastics and soccer, that's this region here. If 10% is this whole region and this is 8%, that means this has to be 2%. 12% watch baseball and soccer. Okay, so baseball and soccer is this area here. Uh, if the whole thing is 12, then that means this section has to be 4 because this part here is 8. 14% watch gymnastics and baseball. So gymnastics and baseball is here, 14%. So that means this has to be 6%, because 6% plus 8% gives 14%. Now 19% watch soccer. So the whole circle here is soccer. So if that has to add up to 19, well, what do we have here? We have 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So that means this section has to be 5. And 29% watch baseball. Okay, 29% watch baseball. So we have, I think, 18. This adds up to, so that leaves 11. And finally, we got 28% watch gymnastics. So here's gymnastics, 8 and 6, 14. So that gives 16 here. So that leaves 12, I think. Yeah, okay. So, and the question is, what percentage of the group watched none of the three sports? Well, all of these probabilities have to add up to 1. We've filled out all these sections here, so it's what's here. That's what we want to know. So since they all add up to 1, it's just the answer is just, I'll just put A for answer, is just going to be equal to 1 minus the sum of all of these. So if gymnastics is 28, so that's all 28 right here. That leaves us with 28 plus 15 plus 5. So 28 plus 15 plus 5 gives 48. And 1 minus 48 gives us 52%. So that's our answer. Now, if you want to look at what the SOA does in their sample solutions, you'll see this right here. Now, you don't see any Venn diagrams. They're basically using, I guess, algebra or set notation here to solve it. Uh, but here's the thing. This C here, I think it's complement. It's just defined as 1 minus the probability of what's ever in here. G union B, well, actually, let's just talk a bit about this, I guess, half moon, you can call it. A union, union B. So this is union. This essentially means or. So that means to be in this set A union B, you can be in A or B. Either one will satisfy being in this union. And if you're in both, that's great. You're part of this this set here. But the thing is, only one is required. Now, A intersect B. A intersect B. This essentially means and. So to be in this set A union B, or A intersect B rather, it just means we have to be in A and we also have to be in B. Now, the reason I don't really like this approach to doing these things is, okay, so 1 minus the probability of G union B union S, this is going to be or. So that includes anyone who watches at least one of the three sports. So 1 minus that is going to be our answer. But then we have to put it in a form that's going to be useful to us, which is this here. Now, you can go about memorizing this equation if you want. Probability G union B union S is equal to all of this. But I'm not really a big fan of memorization for questions like this. Uh, so if you want to derive this, I'll just show you the two event case. It's the probability of A union B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of their intersection. But if you don't want to memorize that, again, you can go back to Venn diagrams. If we have, I'll just change color, A, B. Okay, so A union B means or. So this or this section here, just change this to red. So this section here plus this section here, and then we need this section here, which is also going to be yellow and red, if you will. So to get this, we just want to sum up these three parts. Probability of A is all of this, this section here and this section here, probability of B is this section here and this section here. That gives us everything we want, except we've counted this part twice, and that's why we subtract the intersection. So that's how you get that. So again, if you don't want to memorize formulas, again, it goes back to Venn diagrams. So that's why I think Venn diagrams is the best way to approach problems like this.